Hi, Kevin here. Nice to see you again. Well, strawberries are in season, so today I wanted to show you how to make a strawberry galette. And the crust, I have to tell you, is as wonderful as the strawberry filling. Now, I'm going to use my little food processor to make the crust. And what you do is put 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour in the processor. Then add 1 tablespoon of regular granulated sugar and a pinch of salt. That's about a 1/4 teaspoon. Put the lid on. Let's just pulse a couple of times to combine these ingredients. There, we're good. Then add 1 stick, that's 113 grams of unsalted butter. And I did cut this butter into pieces. And just scatter the butter on top of the flour. And then pulse, just to break up the butter. I'm going to pulse, 5 times. There, we're good. Okay, let me show you what the mixture looks like. So it looks like little crumbs of butter. Then we have to create the liquid for the crust. So we've got 1 large egg. I want to whisk this. And then we're going to add just enough heavy cream to measure a 1/2 cup. And there we are. And then whisk really well to combine the cream and the egg. Okay, then we're going to add the liquid through the food processor feed tube. We're not going to use all of the liquid. We're going to use about 1/3 of a cup of it. So there will be some left over. And you'll see why in just a moment. We're going to pulse just until the dough starts to come together. See, it's starting to become crumbly. Then you know it's ready. So what we've ended up with is about 1/6 of a cup of the cream and egg remaining. And we're going to use this to brush on the dough. 1 more pulse, just for good measure. Now, let me clear the decks and I'll come right back. Okay, I decided to move you over here so you can see a little better. So here's our crumbly dough. Let me get all of this out of here. So you see, we didn't overmix. And then just gather the crumbly mass into a rough ball. Okay. And then flatten the ball into a disc. And then wrap it with cling film. And there, the dough is made. And then this goes into the refrigerator Oh, for 1 or 2 hours. You can also put the leftover cream and egg mixture in the refrigerator. And I will be rolling out the dough on my pastry cloth, so I just lightly floured it. And then I'm going to put just a pinch of flour on top of the dough and on my rolling pin, and then whack it a few times to make it malleable. Then roll up your sleeves, and we're going to roll this dough into a 12-inch diameter circle. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. This dough is really easy to work with. And when you roll pastry dough, you always start in the middle and then roll to, about a ½ inch from the edge. This way the dough will be even throughout. In other words, you won't have one side that's thinner than the other. Now, when you make this type of French pastry dough, you don't have to use cream and egg. You could use water, which will give you a super flaky crust. You could even use white wine. That too will give you a flaky crust. Now, I added egg because strawberries are very soft, so I wanted my crust to have a little bit of a cookie texture, but not a hard cookie texture. And that's why I also added the cream. And again, we will be brushing this crust with the leftover cream and egg just before it goes into the oven. Okay, we are just about at 12 inches. And now we are at exactly 12 inches. So now I'm going to fold this dough into a triangle. I'm going to remove my pastry cloth and then unfold it on this parchment-lined baking sheet. There. Then I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator while we prepare the strawberry filling. Okay, we're about to do the strawberry filling, but first you need to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so take a largish bowl and add a ½ cup of sugar, and then add a pinch of salt. Salt is going to help to bring out the flavor of the strawberries. And then add 3 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. Cornstarch is the thickener, and strawberries are really juicy, so you want to be sure to use 3 tablespoons. Did I say teaspoons? I meant tablespoons. And you know what? Just for good measure, I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. And I will put the list of ingredients in the description box below in case you want to go back and check. And just whisk these ingredients together. Yeah, cornstarch or even tapioca starch does a great job of thickening strawberry liquid. Now, what I have here is 1 pound of strawberries, and I hold them, and then I cut the large ones lengthwise in half. And actually, the large ones I cut lengthwise into thirds, and the medium-sized ones I cut lengthwise in half. So again, that's 1 pound. Add them to the cornstarch mixture. And then take a spatula and give them a toss. Want to make sure they're all coated with the sugar and cornstarch. What the dry ingredients will do is draw out the juices from the strawberries. And we're going to let these macerate or exude their juices for about 15 minutes or long enough for the oven to preheat. Here I am, to preheat to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll be right back. All right, we can assemble the tart. Let me show you the strawberries. See how they've exuded their juices? Now, what I'm going to do, just for the sake of insurance, anti-soggy insurance, is sprinkle some cornstarch on the pastry dough to within, an inch and a half from the edge. So you want to have a clean border. Wipe off my hand. And then going to put the strawberries on top of the cornstarch. There we go. Yeah, the juices have already thickened. Okay, spread these out, but again, you want to keep a clean 1.5 inch or so border around the edge. And then fold the edge over the strawberries. And then you make little pleats as you go. And your pleats do not have to be perfect. This is a rustic tart, mercifully. It's also a very pretty tart. There. I'll give you a close-up. There's my oven telling me that it has achieved 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, to give the crust a nice bronze color, I'm going to brush this leftover cream and egg mixture all around the edge. I do not like these silicone pastry brushes, but I know the ones that, the bristle brushes are even worse because the little bristles tend to come out while you're working. And then you end up with little plastic bristles all along your dough, and that's no fun. Okay, I think we're properly coated here. And then, and this is entirely up to you, I'm going to add some granulated sugar on top of that egg wash. Not on top of the strawberries, just on top of the crust. You don't need a lot of sugar. And if you have a grainy sugar, say like Demerara, well, that would be even nicer than granulated sugar. Okay, this goes into the oven until the strawberry juices bubble, and the crust browns, and that's going to take 40 to 45 minutes. So we will come back when this is all baked. And here's our strawberry galette straight out of the oven. As you can see, the crust has browned attractively, and there's no river of strawberry juice that is seeped out of the galette because we use the right amount of cornstarch. I will be glazing these berries while they're still warm, but first, let me transfer this onto a wire rack on the parchment paper. There. Now, let me put this away. Now, to make the glaze, what you do is take some strawberry jam, about a tablespoon of it, and put it in a little custard cup. And then you bring this to a boil in the microwave. It's only going to take 15 or 20 seconds. I'm going to put this in the microwave right now, and then I'll be right back. All right, here's my boiled jam. That only took like 20 seconds. Now, I am going to slide this galette onto a cutting board. There, see, it comes right off the parchment paper. Look at this thing. It's really beautiful. Now take the hot jam and just brush it onto the berries. See, they're already starting to shimmer. And that's what the jam does. It gives the berries a really nice shine. You really don't need a lot of jam. There. Okay. And then you want to let this galette cool for at least an hour before you dive into it. Fortunately, I have the galette that I made this morning, and I have been very anxious to cut into it, so let's do that right now. Yeah, I should be able to get, well, at least 4 servings out of this. 4 very generous servings, I might add. Oh, I can already tell this crust is very tender. All right. Have a look. Now, let's pretend that there's a dollop of ice cream on this galette. Time for a taste. Actually, all I want is the crust. Here we go. Oh man. Just fabulous. Oh, you guys, please don't make me beg you to try this strawberry galette. It really is as delicious can be. Please subscribe, please tap the little bell icon to receive notifications, and please post a comment below because I really love hearing from you. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.